The uncertainty around a peaceful resolution to the Iran war and the fact that March inflation came in slightly below expectations have left the S&P 500 in a mixed state. However, tech stocks were once again leading the way. Nvidia, which recently recorded its 8th straight session of gains through Friday's close with the stock climbing 14% over that time, is right in the middle. Even though it only increased by roughly 12% at the moment, that was its longest winning streak since November 2023, when it recorded 10 consecutive up days. Therefore, the recent run-up begs the question, does this run-up indicate that Nvidia is finally making progress, or is it just another setup to return to stagnation? Let's examine the data and distinguish between signal and noise. What driven the 8-day run? The production floor is where the immediate catalyst originates. Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing posted record first-quarter sales of NT $1.13 trillion, or around $35.6 billion, on Friday. This is a 35% increase over the same period last year. This exceeded expectations and demonstrated the intense demand for cutting-edge AI technology. Nvidia has surpassed Apple as Taiwan Semiconductor's biggest client, contributing approximately 22% of the company's revenue. In other words, the market responds in like when the largest chip foundry in the world signals capacity limitations on 3nm and 2nm processes linked to AI accelerators. The foundation was previously established by Nvidia's own fiscal 2026 results, which were made public in February. Revenue for the entire year was $215.9 billion, up 65% from the previous year. Revenue from data centers alone was $193.7 billion, up 68%. Those numbers are enormous compared to those of peers. In contrast, Nvidia is trading at about 38.5x trailing profits on a share price of about $180.63, and Advanced Micro Devices is trading at a forward PE close to 88x. The PE of Taiwan Semiconductor is approximately 35x. According to the data, Nvidia continues to charge a higher price, but its growth engine is still unrivaled. Nevertheless, investors have already viewed this film. Nvidia had a 5-day winning streak in October of last year, with profits of about 15%, but in the weeks that followed, it lost every penny. Throughout 2025, similar brief spikes happened. Each time, positive remarks from suppliers or discussions about hyperscaler expenditure set the stage. But once broader market anxiety or profit-taking set in, the stock returned the gains. It's true that those earlier runs were not as significant as Taiwan Semiconductor's most recent 35% sales increase or Nvidia's $68.1 billion Q4 fiscal 2026 report, which increased 73% year over year. However, the pattern is consistent. Conviction falters even more quickly than enthusiasm. Join our investor community. Hit subscribe and like to get your daily Nvidia stock insights and tutorials delivered. Is there legs on this run? On the one hand, there is no indication that demand for AI will decline. The long-term scenario is maintained by Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang's March prediction of $1 trillion in Blackwell and Vera Rubin sales by the end of 2027, while Taiwan Semiconductor's March sales already indicated continuous momentum in high-performance computing. In recent quarters, Nvidia's gross margin remained stable at around 75%, and the company's free cash flow is being used to pay dividends and buybacks at a yield of 0.02%. However, Nvidia's valuation is not inexpensive. Given that trailing earnings are 38.5 times higher than the lower multiple of the S&P 500, any indication of slowing hyperscaler capital expenditures could lead to a reset. Given that Amazon, Google, Meta Platforms, and Microsoft all want to spend record amounts this year and beyond, it doesn't appear plausible right now. The stock of Nvidia is only up 1.1% so far this year and is still 11% off its 52-week high of 212.9. History demonstrates that rather than being solely Nvidia-specific alpha, these streaks frequently correspond with larger S&P 500 movements. The main lesson. All things considered, this 8-day run indicates genuine momentum, supported by tangible 35% foundry growth and 65% company-wide revenue expansion. However, it does not yet show that the tide has turned. Next week, astute investors will be keeping an eye on Taiwan Semiconductor's Q1 results call to see if the company reiterates its limited capacity through 2027. Nvidia's run will probably continue if this is the case. If not, anticipate the well-known pullback. Nvidia is still a good investment despite everything. In the long run, the industry leader in AI chips will continue to dominate for years to come as it expands into new verticals outside of data centers, such as space, robots, cars, and more. The market will eventually price in that positioning. Don't risk everything on a single streak, though. Thanks to its market-leading advanced chips that are perfect for training AI models and its CUDA software platform, which unlocks the power of its chips and makes it difficult for rivals to entice developers away, Nvidia continues to lead the artificial intelligence (AI) industry. This gives Nvidia a competitive edge that is difficult to match. However, because some investors are becoming more certain that the AI bubble will eventually bust, the company has lagged behind other stocks this year. Additionally, markets have been shaken by geopolitical concerns, which has led investors to switch to safer, less volatile businesses. The stock is arguably a buy ahead of Nvidia's first quarter fiscal year 2027 results, which are due on May 20th, despite the company's apparent difficulties. Nvidia anticipates mid-year revenue of $78 billion for Q1 2027, a roughly 77% increase from the previous year. If Nvidia follows its guidance, the market is probably going to shrug. Everyone is accustomed to the IT giant's top-line growth in this area by now. The company's guidance for the second quarter of fiscal year 2027, however, will be a crucial figure to keep an eye on. This is the reason. After severe regulatory pressure from the Chinese and American governments last year that disrupted its operations and reduced its market share in China, Nvidia is now scheduled to start selling its H200 chips there again. According to some estimates, Nvidia still holds a 55% market share in China, which is remarkable considering the limitations it encountered there. Now that things are getting better in that area, the business may be able to make significant profits in China. The Q2 2027 projection it provides investors in its next earnings announcement may be the first indication. It will be crucial to keep an eye on the company's forecast for the remainder of the year in addition to its Q2 guidance. The second half of 2026 will see the debut of Nvidia's next-generation AI chip, Vera Rubin. Vera Rubin NAMP, Blackwell sales are expected to reach $1 trillion by 2027, according to the company's latest forecast. The market hasn't yet properly included that into the share price, in my opinion. After that prediction, the stock hardly moved. Given the current geopolitical challenges, this is probably partially the result of a shift away from tech equities. However, since things appear to be improving on that front, Nvidia's stock may surge if management affirms that demand for these AI chips is in fact going in that direction, and may even surpass the $1 trillion estimate in the company's upcoming quarterly report. For investors, what does all of this mean? Purchasing the stock on the downturn might be a wonderful idea right now. Furthermore, Nvidia's long-term prospects are quite appealing due to its supremacy in AI as a new phase of the business begins, even if its shares do not surge on May 20th. Understanding both the bullish and negative aspects of a stock is usually beneficial when trying to invest. In this manner, you may make more educated decisions when new information becomes available, and there are typically fewer surprises. In an ongoing video series, Nvidia is the first stock I would want to examine. Here are two viewpoints. One of the most significant technological developments in artificial intelligence, AI, that the world has ever witnessed is centered around Nvidia. It commands over 90% of the market for graphics processing units, GPUs, which are the primary chips used to run artificial AI infrastructure. With the environment it has created around its GPUs, the corporation has created a broad moat. This begins with their CUDA software platform, which was used to write almost all of the early foundational AI code and optimize it for its chips. Simultaneously, its chips function as a single potent unit thanks to its exclusive NVLink connectivity mechanism. However, Nvidia's ability to anticipate market changes and adapt has been the most potent aspect of the company's tale. About 10 years before advanced microdevices produced its rival software, it developed CUDA and prudently distributed it into organizations conducting early AI research. Then, in 2020, it bought Mellanox, a cutting-edge networking firm that served as the foundation for its strong networking division. With its recent acquisitions of Grok and SkedMD, the corporation has better positioned itself for the era of inference and agentic AI. As a result, language processing units, LPUs, created especially for inference, and its NemoClaw platform for deploying AI agents were introduced. Even its own central processing units, CPUs, have been constructed. Because of this, it can now provide entire server racks designed for particular AI workloads, including inference, training, and agentic AI. This has assisted in transforming it from a chip maker into a full-fledged AI infrastructure company. Global governments and some of the biggest corporations in the world are competing to stay ahead in the AI race, which still appears to be in its early stages. As a result, Nvidia has a lengthy growth trajectory. The case of the bear. Even while Nvidia has led the market for AI infrastructure, it is seeing more competition than it has in the past. Because of their higher power efficiency features, custom AI ASICs, application-specific integrated circuits, which are hardwired chips tailored for particular tasks, are beginning to gain traction, particularly in inference. Anthropic already has a sizable data center that uses Amazon's Trainium chips, but it just announced this month that it will increase its capacity with Alphabet's Tensor Processing Units, TPUs. Meanwhile, an increasing number of hyperscalers are seeking to create their own unique processors, frequently with assistance from partners like Marvell Technology or Broadcom. AMD, the second-place GPU player, is also beginning to gain traction. In recent years, the company's ROCm software platform has significantly improved, and it has partnered with OpenAI and Meta platforms to provide GPUs in exchange for warrants. In the meantime, the transition to more recent code produced on open-source platforms makes it easier to increase market share, especially in the less demanding inference industry. The largest argument against Nvidia, however, is that the market for AI infrastructure may be approaching peak investment levels. This year, the 5 biggest hyperscalers alone are expected to invest an astounding $700 billion in AI infrastructure. That amounts to roughly 1.5% of GDP, gross domestic product, which is the pinnacle of previous tech investment cycles. To keep up this spending, cloud computing companies and other hyperscalers will need to see high returns on their investment. The decision. Given its robust and expanding ecosystem, I believe Nvidia will continue to be the most significant player in AI infrastructure, even though it will unavoidably lose some market share. In the meantime, I think hyperscalers are getting strong returns on their investments, and that spending will keep up its rapid pace. If this weren't the case, I don't think top foundry Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing would have increased its own capital expenditures to construct additional facilities, since there is too much at stake for it to have vacant facilities in a few years. With the company currently trading at a forward price-to-earnings ratio of 21, I believe it is a buy considering the lengthy growth trajectory I anticipate in the upcoming years. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.